What's up, everyone? Welcome to the June 22nd edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. As a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a 9-game MLB slate tonight, and as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top 3 tournament stacks. Number 3, the St. Louis Cardinals are taking on Eric Lauer. Lauer is a pretty good pitcher. He has struck out 25.3% of hitters with a 3.83 xFIP so far this season, but the Cardinals are one of the more productive offenses in baseball with a 121 WRC+. They also have a respectable 161 ISO. They're only projected for 4% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack. Number 2, the Baltimore Orioles are taking on Patrick Corbin. Corbin has only struck out 17% of hitters this year with a 4.36 xFIP. The Orioles active roster has a 97 WRC+ and 150 ISO. They're currently projected for about 9% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack, but also an 8% chance of being the top value stack. And number 1, the Los Angeles Angels, projected for 9% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 10% chance of being the top value stack as they take on Daniel Lynch tonight. Lynch has struck out 22.4% of hitters with a 4.45 xFIP. The Angels active roster has a 108 WRC+ and 172 ISO. One thing working against the Angels is that Shohei Ohtani is pitching tonight. This means that you cannot roster him as a hitter. It takes one of the best hitters in baseball out of your potential Angel stack, in addition to removing a middle of the order bat. But still, plenty of upside for the Angels tonight against Lynch. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Tarik Skubal is projected for 6% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher in tonight's matchup against the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox are a strong team offensively with a 114 WRC+ and a 21.1% strikeout percentage, but Skubal has struck out 26.7% of hitters with a 3.02 xFIP this season. He sits at $9,600 on FanDuel tonight. Number 2, Charlie Morton in a difficult matchup against the Giants, who also have a 114 WRC+ and about a 21.5% strikeout percentage. Morton is projected for 7% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring pitcher at $9,200. He has struck out 25.3% of the hitters that he's faced this year with a 4.02 xFIP. And number 1, Jordan Montgomery, projected for 9% ownership with about an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He's $9,100 taking on the Tampa Bay Rays today in Tropicana Field. Favorable park to pitch in, a little bit of a watered down Tampa Bay lineup with no Kiermaier and no Manny Margot, in addition to Wander Franco being out. So it sets up as a pretty nice spot for Montgomery. His strikeout numbers this year are down. He's only struck out 19.4% of hitters, but he has a 3.6 xFIP. He's done a very good job of limiting his walks, and it is relatively likely that you see those strikeout numbers increase going forward based on what we've seen from Montgomery in the past. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the St. Louis Cardinals; number 2, the Baltimore Orioles; and number 1, the Los Angeles Angels. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Tarik Skubal; number 2, Charlie Morton; and number 1, Jordan Montgomery.